Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of WWE 2K24 MyGM. I am Tyler from the Pinfall, and today we are going to be doing the draft in a couple weeks of our first playthrough of WWE 2K24 MyGM. And without further ado, let's get right into it. First and foremost, we gotta pick who our GM is going to be, and I'm going to be going with Xavier Woods with the cheat code power card. Select a superstar from an opposing brand's roster, and they'll permanently join your roster next week. I think this is personally one of the better ones. I will be playing on extreme AI and whatnot, so I do want to give myself a little bit of an advantage. Granted, they all have their own perk, but I like Xavier Woods's. So next up, we got to figure out what brand we're going to be going with, and I think I'm going to completely disregard the perk of the brand here, because I'm just going to go with a personal favorite. I'm going to go with Monday Night Raw. We're going to bring back the Monday Night Wars, and I will be playing against 3 CPU here. So let's do Stephanie McMahon. She can run SmackDown. You got to have SmackDown in there. Let's have Eric Bischoff run WCW, of course. And then for our fourth brand, I think it's only right if we have Paul Heyman do ECW there. Let's get into our settings. AI difficulty, like I said, we will be going extreme. Same thing with the game difficulty, we will be going extreme. Opening budget, I think we should go, let's do 3.5. Player order, yep, default order is fine. Default draft pool, yeah, that works for me. Nope, we will not be doing auto draft and default match unlocks. All right, let's get into the draft, folks, for WWE 2K24 MyGM. So we get the first pick. Who is going to be our first pick? I am going to try and do a good job of getting heels, faces, getting a good assortment of classes as well, because we want to put on the best show that we possibly can. So let's start out strong here. The men's, that Finn Balor is the most expensive guy here. We got CM Punk. I do like CM Punk, but we also have Randy Orton here, who's also a fighter face. Let's start with Randy Orton, the Viper, the Legend Killer. I like that pick. SmackDown going for Big E next. And WCW's first pick, Finn Balor. And CM Punk goes to ECW. He is extreme yet again in his career. So here we go, second pick. Randy was a face fighter. Let's try and get a heel bruiser if we can. How do we sort by, here we go. Karrion Kross, Angelo Dawkins aren't great options here. We can turn people bruiser as well. Baron Corbin, the recently released Baron Corbin. I think we'll just play it safe. We'll get Karrion Kross. He has good stamina. 74 stamina, 59 popularity. After he's done feuding with Randy for a minute, we can send him to the mid-card maybe, depending on how it plays out. We'll see. Rhea Ripley to SmackDown, Asuka to WCW, and Charlotte Flair to ECW, despite not having women's division. Now, with that round of women, I kind of wonder if I have to go down a similar route and draft a woman myself. Bianca Belair, could put her against Carmella, Maurice. Okay. Or we could go Bayley. I'm gonna go Bayley. I think Bayley's low-key underrated, personally. Damian Priest to SmackDown, Julius Creed to WCW, and Baron Corbin to ECW. You see, these drafts are shaking up for everyone. This is gonna be a tough year for us. Next, we have 2.5 mil. Kind of spent a lot already. Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is somebody we can turn heel potentially. Take the belt from Orton at some point is a possibility. Gunther is still up here. Let's do Bray Wyatt. I like the idea of Bray and Randy kind of running our show on Monday night. Nikki Cross goes to SmackDown. If you notice some of the pictures are different, it's because I do have some alternate attires downloaded. Io Sky to ECW. Shayna Baszler to WCW. Let's get someone to rival Bayley. Liv Morgan is a face here. You see, Bayley is a specialist, so we could match her up with anybody, and she'll be able to put on a decent match. I do also have the DLC characters in here as well. Lyra Valkyria is available. I'm kind of leaning towards Zelina Vega or Liv Morgan here. I do like Lyra Valkyria and some of these other options down the stretch here. Tiffany Stratton for 140,000. Let's do Liv Morgan. Her stamina's lower than Zelina, but let's put some respect on the women's champion. Next on SmackDown, Carlito goes. Then Johnny Gargano to WCW, and Channing Stacks Lorenzo to ECW. Okay, I think we have a chance to pull ahead here in the draft. I really do think that. Let's get someone to match up against Bray. Bray is a face bruiser. So let's try and get a heel fighter. Tyler Breeze is here. Logan Paul. Logan Paul could be an option. I do need to see... okay, not a lot down here either. Let's grab Logan Paul, I think. I'm not the biggest fan of him personally, but I think he'd be a good pickup for us. Brutus Creed to SmackDown, Ashante to WCW, and Ivar to ECW. Now, I want to grab him before it is too late and before he's gone, but really quick, I want to grab my boy, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Maybe we could throw him in the mid-card, maybe we could throw him in the tag division. Regardless, I wanted him on Monday Night Raw, and Kofi Kingston goes to SmackDown, almost to WCW, and Duke Hudson to ECW. What do we need here? We just picked up a heel cruiser. Could get Braun Strowman, a face giant, to come to Monday Night Raw. We could get Gunther. We could turn Dirty Dom face. Who knows? Let's see if we can just sort by them. Not many options here. I think let's go Braun Strowman. Let's go Braun Strowman. Can rival him against Dirty Dom. Now, I do think we kind of have to get a little cheaper. Veer Mahan goes to SmackDown, Maurice to WCW. And Eric and Ivar both are on ECW. I think we're going to have to get kind of cheap here for some of these picks, but I think that's okay. Ooh, Trick Williams for less than 100,000 is a pretty solid deal, but I want to bolster up the women's division a little bit. Tiffany Stratton at 140,000 is an absolute steal. Let's get that. Natalia goes to SmackDown, Ivy Nile to WCW, and Zelina Vega to ECW. I was thinking about bringing Zelina Vega on still, despite passing on her the first time, but we'll keep this train rolling. I'm keeping my eye here on Trick Williams because he does have some class synergy with Karrion Kross and Bray Wyatt, but I think the better choice would be to continue to bolster up the women's division. And let's see, we have two specialist heels, and Liv Morgan is a cruiser, so maybe we bring in Lyra Valkyria as a fighter just for some range here. Yeah, let's do it. 160,000, Lyra Valkyria. Blair Davenport goes to SmackDown. That's a good pick. Drew Gulak to WCW, and Nia Jax to ECW. ECW, I'll tell you what, ECW is a force to be reckoned with right now. I think that they're shaping up a really solid roster. What do we need? Like I said, we just kind of need cheap choices. Maybe we go Trick Williams. At the very least, we can use him in the tag division. Just try to see what else is out there. Carl Anderson is here. I don't know if Luke Gallows is still here. Chad Gable is still on the table. We don't have any male specialists, I just realized, but that's okay. Let's do Trick Williams. Trick Williams at 100,000, under 100,000 is a steal in my opinion. Let's get the NXT champion on our roster. Elton Prince of Pretty Deadly goes to SmackDown. Cedric Alexander to WCW, and Ludwig Kaiser to ECW. Now I think we continue down the option of cheap. Brooks Jensen could be a nice cheap bruiser that we can turn heel potentially. Kind of make some rivalries with Randy Orton if needed. Trick Williams. Here's Luke Gallows. Same ordeal. Gunther is still on the table. Do we take Gunther? No, I don't think we can. I don't think we can bring on the ring general. I think we gotta stay cheap here. Just bring in Josh Briggs. Just somebody to bolster up the tag division. Nothing crazy. Chad Gable goes to SmackDown. And there goes Gunther to WCW. I feel like he's gonna be a great fit in WCW. And there's Butch, aka Pete Dunne, to ECW. I think we're also going to grab Brooks Jensen. We got Briggs and Jensen on Raw. We're going to maybe turn them heel. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I think I got something cooking. Maybe now we just add a couple more pieces for the women's division. Do we get a women's tag title? I'm not sure, but in case we do, it could be beneficial to us. So we have a cruiser. Let's bring in a giant for Liv Morgan. Nia Jax would have been a good pick, but Piper Niven. I like Piper Niven as well. let's bring in Piper Niven, Luke Gallows to SmackDown. Everybody's still drafting here. Candice LeRae to WCW. That's probably WCW's last pick. They have 91,000. And there goes Angelo Dawkins to ECW. All right, let's continue to bolster up the women's division here. What do we have? We can bring in another cruiser. Actually, let's bring in a female bruiser. Isla Dawn, potentially. I was on the wrong brand. Lyra Valkyria is a fighter, so I do like Isla Dawn as well. Yeah, let's bring on Isla Dawn. We have 347,000 more to work with. SmackDown is done, and headlining their roster is Big E, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley. Not terrible, but not the best. And here goes WCW, also rounding out their roster. Finn Balor, Julius Creed, Asuka, Omos, Shayna Baszler, Maurice, Johnny Gargano. Also not a fantastic, not a very threatening roster. A good one, but not very threatening. And here's ECW. I'm a little bit more threatened by the presence of CM Punk, Charlotte Flair, Baron Corbin, Io Sky, the War Raiders. Yeah, ECW looks a little scary here, but I feel good. I feel good about my roster. I feel good about the star power we have at the top of the card. I feel like we have a balanced mid-card. And we're not even done. We probably have another hire or two that we can still make here. Let's bring another female onto the roster. Let's bolster up the women's division. What do we need? Are there any face specialists? Maybe. Oh, there's a ton. We can bring in Gigi Dolan. Maybe. It's not a bad shout. Yeah, let's bring in Gigi Dolan. I don't mind that pick. You know what? I think we're going to end the draft and we're going to take 207K home to play with. Maybe we see who's on the market that we can sign for 5 weeks in the free agency contract period. But nonetheless, decent little roster here. Randy Orton, Karrion Kross, Logan Paul, Bayley, Liv Morgan, Bray Wyatt, Dominic Mysterio, and Braun Strowman. Definitely feel strong, feel solid about my brand. And don't forget Xavier Woods. So we do get to steal somebody from any of these brands here. And 4 weeks till Hell in a Cell. Triple H. Woods, good to talk to you. Just checking in to make sure Raw is ready for the new season. Feeling confident. Yes, with the roster we have, I think we'll do okay. Cannot wait to get started. I think we're gonna storm it. I think we're gonna storm it. Just wanted to check in with you, Xavier. No doubt Raw will put up a good fight this year, but you won't match what we're going to do over at SmackDown. Your draft was good, but ours was better. Very happy to have secured Big E for the season. Good luck this year, but you won't beat us. Hey, you better hold Big E tight to your chest because I can nab him at any moment. But, really quick here, we have to pick our champions, and I think, we do get women's tag titles. So, I'm glad that I continued drafting. But a part of me wants to leave all the titles open and have title matches here for the first week. And I think that is what we're going to do. We're not going to give anyone the popularity boost to start. I think we're going to go into it, open championships completely. Let's get right into it. Why not? Do not book your most popular bruiser this week. That is not happening. This is crowning week. We're crowning champions this week. And we'll miss out on the limited stock card. Select an opposing brand. Double the price of their power cards. That's alright. I'm cool with missing out on that. Really quick, let's take a look at what we have for talent scouts. Let's start with icons. Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins. We could afford one of these guys here. Wait. Randy Orton is our face fighter. There were 2 heel bruisers with Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. But I'm also a Seth Rollins guy. He unfortunately doesn't fit what we're trying to do, I don't think, and we can only afford, actually technically we could afford Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins if we wanted to. That would leave us with about 10,000 though, so I'd rather just buy one superstar, and I feel like it might have to be Roman. I fear that it might have to be Roman. 5 weeks, 100,000. 100,000 is a lot, but this is the OTC, the original tribal chief. He'll be able to feud with Randy off rip for the title. I think it's a no-brainer. I would love Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins on the show at some point. Let's book our first show. Main event, Randy Orton. Do we dare do a triple threat and throw Roman and Bray in there? They're all championship caliber stars. I think we do it. Triple threat for the world title. Let's just keep it regular. regular match rules for now. Let's open the show for the women's title. Let's do Bayley versus the current women's champion, Liv Morgan. We'll keep that regular. We only get 4 matches, so we won't be able to crown every champion on this show. But that's okay. Maybe we can carry one into next week or maybe even into the pay-per-view. We'll see. The only thing that worries me about this triple threat, I will say, is I don't know if a feud will come about it because of the 3 people in it, but it's worth a gamble. It would be doing Bray a disservice if I left him out of this match. All right, let's go ahead. Who do we want our mid-card champion to be? Who do we want our mid-card champion to be? We can... Logan Paul is a contender. We can have Logan Paul versus Trick Williams for the title. That'd be a good match. Or we can do Braun Strowman versus Dirty Dom. Or we can do all 4. And just make this chaos. Oh, I accidentally made it a tag team match. Alright, fighter. Oh, Logan Paul is a fighter, not a bruiser. But I want to make Brooks Jensen. How many faces? I have 2 faces and 2 heels. I mean, Brooks is a face for now. Let's just make it happen. He's not going to win the title anyway, hopefully. Let's do the women's tag title here. Actually, let's swap that for the sake of the drama curve. And now let's do the women's tag title. Let's do Lyra and Gigi against Isla and Piper, I suppose, for the tag titles. There we go. I actually like this match. I don't hate this match. We got quite the card. We got quite the card to set up here. Real quick, let's change one of these matches. Let's give one of these matches a stipulation. This women's tag match. Let's make it an Extreme Rules. Why don't we? I think that would be fun. And we can... I don't want to take away from the match, making it a tables match. Tables matches, they're cool, but they're also kind of lame in my opinion. Let's give Trick Williams a promo. He's pretty good on the mic. Not in this game for some reason, though. Let's also give Tiffany Stratton some mic time. Actually, no. Let's have him cut the self-promo, and we'll have Trick Williams cut a charity promo, boost his popularity a little bit. So this is what we're looking at right now for our card. We got Bayley versus Liv Morgan for the women's title as the opener. Then we have a promo from Trick Williams. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to have the women's tag team championships on the line, the vacant women's tag team championships, mind you. Lyra Valkyria and Gigi Dolan against Isla Dawn and Piper Niven. And Tiffany Stratton will have a self-promo. Then we'll have a fatal 4-way for the mid-card championship, the US title. And it's going to be Braun Strowman versus Logan Paul versus Dirty Dom Mysterio versus Brooks Jensen. And then we'll have Karrion Kross cut a promo, boost him up a little bit, and he will eventually feud with one of these 3, I'm assuming, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, or Bray Wyatt for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in a triple threat as our main event. Without further ado, let's get into the show. $41,000 for the show cost, but let's hope it's a good one. It looks like it's going to be a good one. All right. And starting out, Bayley versus Liv Morgan for the title, and it is Bayley who takes it. An okay match, 2.5 stars to open it, but there is a rivalry there, which is exactly what we want heading into Hell in a Cell in a couple weeks. Trick Williams, weak promo, but we got 1,500 fans from it, so we will take it. Anything to give us that advantage. Now we have the tag team title match, Extreme Rules, by the way. Lyra Valkyria and Gigi Dolan take it. No rivalry, just a good match, and they are the champs. Tiffany Stratton, excellent promo. That's exactly what we want to see. Fatal 4-way, I'm excited for this. I'm pulling for my boy Dirty Dom. Let's see who wins it. And it is Logan Paul, unfortunately. But we have a Braun Strowman and Dom Mysterio rivalry, which is, we'll take it. We'll take it. We can make it a #1 contenders kind of deal, something of the sort. We got a rivalry out of it, is what we wanted, though. 3 stars, good match, and a Karrion Kross promo, excellent, +4 popularity. Let's build up one of our top heels. And now the main event, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, triple threat for the World Heavyweight title. Let's see who comes out on top. And it is the OTC, Roman Reigns. An okay match, not as good as I was hoping, honestly. Maybe it would have been better if I just left it as a one-on-one. But yet again, we got a rivalry. Orton Reigns for Hell in a Cell. Bray Wyatt might make his way into the mid-card scene. But let's take a look at just what we got going on these other shows. Women's Tag Team Championship. And it's Rhea Ripley and Blair Davenport against Nikki Cross and Natalya. Interesting. I do like the team of Rhea Ripley and Blair Davenport. They definitely match each other's aesthetic. Luke Gallows and Damian Priest have a little rivalry. Here's the men's tag team, Tyler Breeze and Carlito. An okay match for them. And Priest gets 0 pop on his promo. That's tough. Kofi Kingston, Veer Mahan. Kofi. Mediocre match. Love to see it out of SmackDown. And Big E, the WWE champion. Big E against Elton Prince. And Elton Prince is your new champion. 3.5-star main event. I don't know what's going on with SmackDown, but they got Elton Prince as the WWE champion. He's the face of the company, I guess. WCW, let's see. Do we come out on top in week 1 of the Monday Night Wars? Finn Balor is your champion, and he retains against Julius Creed in a great match. That's unfortunate. MVP has a good little promo. Maurice and Shayna Baszler with an Ivy Nile run-in, and mediocre rivalry. Asuka is your WCW Women's Champion. Here we just have a regular tag team match. Cedric Alexander and Johnny Gargano come up on top against Drew Gulak and Gunther. Gunther in the tag division. Candice LeRae calling out Asuka. Weak promo, no rivalry. And then we have Ashante the Adonis against Omos for, I believe this is the mid-card title. And it's a great match, I guess. Okay, sure. ECW. Now these guys are the ones that I think are the real competition for this season. Baron Corbin, Ludwig Kaiser against CM Punk and Butch. And good match, good rivalry. Tag team champions go to Corbin and Kaiser. Hudson calls out Dawkins. Good call out. We have Indy Hartwell, who's also just released, unfortunately. And Nia Jax in a disappointing match. Love to see that. And Angelo Dawkins with a great charity promo. Plus 15,000. Wow. I got 1,500, so that's pretty crazy. Zelina Vega against Io Sky. Zelina comes out on top in a mediocre rivalry. Well, they'll take the rivalry, I'm sure. And Eric with a 7 pop on his promo. That's crazy. And Ivar against Channing Stacks Lorenzo for the world title, I think, is what this is. Interesting choice of match, and it's Stacks Lorenzo who comes out on top. Actually, it's the world TV title. It is not the heavyweight championship. So I was gonna say that would have been crazy, but nonetheless, let's take a look at the drama curve. I had a poor finale, I guess. Yeah, my mid-card, these 2 mid-card matches were better than the opener and the main event. So I kind of had a reverse curve, I guess. Maybe I should add some stipulations. I don't know. See what the show notes are. Tiffany Stratton dropped a great promo. We'll definitely be seeing more of her. No one could accuse Raw of repetitive matches this week. They mixed it up, okay? They like that we had some singles, some tags, some fatal 4-way, some triple threat. Kind of an average match. There was no love lost between Strowman and Mysterio. Okay, people like that rivalry. Trick Williams' promo was boring, even though it was for a good cause. Okay, could work with it. Bray Wyatt and Orton gave Reigns a real run for his money that match. Not enough in the end. And Lyra Valkyria and Gigi Dolan have no chemistry as a tag team. Well, they are the champs, so until the belts get stripped off of them, that's going to be it. I didn't even look at how much money we made, but I did see we did get a 40,000 fan change, which is pretty good. Somehow SmackDown had more. Don't understand that one. Let's see. WCW also had more, I think. Okay. And ECW had more. I need to take a look at this. I might have read it wrong, but I don't know how these guys had more. I think by the curve, they booked this like a similar show, but all right, we're 6,000 behind Stephanie to start the series. Not the hottest start, but we will catch up. We're still in the race here. If you guys enjoyed the first episode of WWE 2K24 MyGM, please leave a like. Please drop a comment. if you want to see more. I'm personally having a good time, so I would love to continue this. And if you guys want to see any specific superstars, the trade deadline will be coming up very soon after the first PLE, so try my best to see what kind of matchups I can bring you guys. But nonetheless, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.